welcome back to News from Bed. We missed you guys. It's been a full week.
It feels like it's been longer than a week.
Doesn't it?
There's nothing I'd rather do than cozy up in this bed.
I know. What people don't understand is when the podcast is over, we don't leave the bed. We'll like get up to go pee and get a drink and stuff, but like, James, you have a girlfriend. Every single night of the week, you kiss your girlfriend good night, and then you get in the car and you come back here.
Yeah, because it's all about maintaining momentum and synchronizing our mental capacity.
That's right.
So having us be the most synced we can be.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen two boys more cozy in a bed than this? I haven't.
Never. They call us the Bert and Ernie of podcasts.
They do call us that. Which one's which?
I think I would be Bert.
And I'm Ernie?
Yeah.
I'm the retard one?
Oh, wait, no. Which one is Ernie?
Bert's the tall one.
Oh, then you're Bert.
Okay.
And I'm Ernie.
Right?
Yeah, because I also have more of like
Ernie.
an Ernie. Come on, Ernie.
Wait, which one's which? I have no idea which
Bert's like, hey, Bert, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Bert. Wait, yeah, which one is which?
You'd be, what? Dude, couples costume idea for the Halloween episode?
That's a pretty good idea.
Bert and Ernie?
Okay, let's see. Which?
Dude, you could be Gianmarco Ceresi, and I'll be the closet.
That's pretty good. Which one, Bert?
Which one, Bert?
Which
one, Tom?
One.
Black people who just found out about two pairs, one cave.
Okay, can you read
the
that?
phrase? Okay, this is what Google does on the AI now. If you type something random, it'll act like it's the phrase. Which one Bet? Which one Ernie? It's a playful way of referencing the contrasting personalities of Sesame Street characters, Bert and Ernie.
So Bert is often depicted as the more practical and serious one. So I think Bert's on the right.
Bert's the tall one,
which is good because that's how visually we're viewed on this podcast.
Right? Yes. I'm on the right. Yes.
You're on the right. Yeah, you're stage left.
Bed left.
Bed left.
Sheet left.
That's right.
Bert. No, Bert. Yeah, see, it says Bert, Sesame Workshop. He's that one. Okay. I would love to be Bert.
I think Bert is, I think you're a Bert.
Because I'm like a little more cynical than you. You kind of bring out optimism.
Right. And I'm like, hey, why don't we all just fuck each other? You know?
You're like, why don't I sing a song about my rubber ducky?
Right.
Yeah. And
exactly.
I'm in the corner just jacking it. The violent horn.
Well, James, we have a huge episode today.
Fat show.
I don't even want to tarry like much longer because we have a lot to cover. But
I want to tarry some new ones, if you know what I'm saying.
The biggest thing is we are 4 weeks into the weight loss journey.
Oh, yes.
And
let's just say a colossal success.
It's been pretty crazy. We're going to weigh in at the beginning of the Patreon episode as a check-in. But I'll tell you what.
2 weeks left.
2 weeks left to hit our 15-pound goal. It's looking like a little bit of a spoiler. It's looking like me and James are both going to hit that goal, which means, unfortunately for you guys, you might not see James's bare feet on the Patreon because that's like
you're
going to
say stinky toes.
But you will get a sexier James, so that's
a plus.
But
they do seem to like that I am bigger, though. They're like, don't lose weight, James. You should gain weight and never leave this podcast.
It is kind of unfortunate when your audience is telling you to stay plump for their nut. Sorry, I have something selected. That's why you're hearing
hashtag stay plump for the nut.
But I just wanted to show you this, James, because people commented on the Morning Good podcast that I'm getting more tan, I'm getting skinnier.
Oh, I didn't read any of the comments.
I didn't realize it until recently. I took this photo of myself in the mirror, and it was pretty remarkable. I don't know if you saw this.
Dude, you look tan as hell.
I look really
bro.
tan.
Oh my god.
When
was this?
Too,
this was
like
tall. Last week?
This was this morning, actually.
Oh my god.
It looks like it's nighttime in this photo, but that's me. Those are my legs in the photo. A little darker. I didn't
you were wearing your stockings.
I was wearing my stockings still. But I was surprised to see that I looked this
slim
good.
as hell, taller than a door frame.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
I mean, you're laying down. They don't realize this is a California king.
Yeah, they don't realize that the camera adds 10 pounds, but it also adds colonization. I'll say. But anyway, I thought that
Toronto landed on us.
I thought that would be a nice little thing to share.
Oh, thanks, dude. That's a great photo.
But also,
none of me though. I'm not Tanner. Actually, my girlfriend got in the car today. She was like, "Why do you look so pale? You look whiter than ever." We went to the beach yesterday.
Why did she say that?
I don't know, because like she always has to keep me in check somehow. That's what's getting a girl. See, I don't have low self-esteem, so I need a mean girlfriend.
Right.
I've said for a very long time, Paddy needs a nice girlfriend.
I need a nice girl.
I need a mean girlfriend that's like, you're fucking not all that.
Right.
And I look at her and I go, you're everything I've ever wanted.
Yeah. I need a girl that goes, Pikachu.
Yeah.
As I say, my origami mommy, which, by the way, we'll get to that a little bit later, but James, your girlfriend said that I need to get a girlfriend because we need to go on double dates.
Yes, she did say that.
So I do have a little segment later where, let's just say I've put out some feelers for a potential girlfriend.
Ooh.
And we'll have some stuff to review. But this is real quick. Another thing I just wanted to show you. Here on News from Bed, we have a family of guests. There is a group of people who are, I guess you could say, stardom in the beds. And by the way, stardom, let's give it up for the new set of News from Bed here. This is looking beautiful.
Much thanks to our Patreon subscribers.
Right.
Each Patreon subscriber we hung up 1 star for.
1 star for. And then we hung up several hundred more stars after that. But that's right. Every one of these stars I hung up myself. Like I said, all of your money that you go and give on the Patreon is going right into the production here. We got new lights last episode, new backdrop. You should check that out at patreon.com/newsfrombed. And also, if you're just watching, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers.
Hit the sub button.
Just do it, okay? Don't be like Uncle Laser.
Uncle Laser is a
Be like a normal human being. Support the show. I guarantee you, it's all going back into the show. I'm not spending it on Nintendo Switch accessories. I've been using tax return money for that.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but as I mentioned, there is a luxurious cast of people that have been on News from Bed. Some of them you can see hanging on the wall. And when something happens to one of these people, I take it very personally here because they live in the highest honor you possibly can.
Yeah, they're the pillars, they're the frame on the bed.
They're the bed frame.
They hold us
correct.
up.
They're the box spring, if you will. And when your box spring goes bad, what do? Do you fight whoever it is that ruined your box spring?
Yeah, I would. I'm Bert, baby.
A huge problem because one of the most, I guess, like, how would you describe it? Most important guests and loving guests in the history of News from Bed was wronged. And
I saw you do that, and I was waiting.
Yeah. Wait, did I click the same?
You said hit the same photo.
Okay.
Again.
Well,
not that guy.
Hopefully, this opens in
not Paddy. Paddy was not wronged.
Okay. Hold on. I have a little bit of an issue here because this opened in the wrong tab.
That's okay, guys.
But let me see if
subscribe
I
to the
can,
Patreon, and we will get Paddy technology lessons.
Let me see if I can maybe drag it over.
Oh yeah, we need to figure
shit, I got
the
it.
next. We have a couple goals that we need to hit, and I think one of the big goals that we're going after now is hands-free podcasting.
That's correct.
Oh
Oops.
God.
So anyway,
Not
yeah,
my boy.
this is of course
When was this?
the lovely Kiwi Winrop, who
Who I love with my whole heart, dude. Kiwi's like one of the best guys.
you guys are about to witness one of the most defaming things I think I've ever seen in the history of comedy right in front of your eyes. I'm just going to show you this video real quick. This is, of course, Kiwi Winrop finishing up a set at Eastville Comedy Club. Let's check this out.
Guys, you're done.
And I forgot I muted it. Okay, here we go.
Thank you very much.
God bless Kiwi.
God bless you, Kiwi. So Kiwi's getting off stage. You can see he put the mic back in. Kiwi is one of those comics who is just very respectful of everyone's time and everybody on the comedy show. He's always given people the time of day. And I think from most comedians, he gets a genuine reciprocal
Absolutely.
respect. You
Very
know?
genuine guy, looks you in the eye, shakes your hand, kisses your mom on the cheek when he meets her for the first time. That's the kind of guy Kiwi.
Right. So Kiwi's getting off the stage. He's shaking the host's hands. Now listen to what the host says about Kiwi.
Give it up for Barry Weintraub.
Barry Weintraub. He calls him Barry Weintraub.
Barry Weintraub?
I'm going to run this back because this is very, very, very upsetting.
Who's this
to
fat
me.
fuck going on stage? Barry Bonds?
Exactly. I have no idea, but this is one of the most upsetting things I can hear, and we'll run this by
Oh my
one
God.
more time here.
Who did this?
Give it up for Barry Weintraub.
Barry Weintraub. That's absolutely
Barry?
insane.
He might have also said Gary.
He might have said, yeah, Harry Weintraub.
He either said Barry or Gary, but you know what's scary is what I'm going to do to you, sir.
I know. I just want to say this. Hey, listen there, sir. You might be getting the knee. That is,
Oh, God.
that is, of course,
Threatening him with not just violence, but police brutality.
police brutality. That is,
Oh, my God.
that's my new way to threaten black people on News from Bed. I'm always coming up with new ways to threaten black people. You know, that's a common
And I
theme.
always come up with new ways to threaten women.
That's right. But isn't that interesting? Barry Weintraub.
Yeah, I mean, remember when that happened to me? I remember the guy called me Sean Donaldson.
Sean Donahue or something. It's like, what are you, a Fox correspondent?
Yeah, I'm like on the streets, reporting on the immigration crisis. Yeah, no, but that guy apologized, and this guy should apologize to Kiwi. I want everyone. If you're a true bed lover, if you're a bedhead, you're gonna go find out who that guy was.
Right.
Or if you're, like on Lent, they say if you either give something up or you have to spend 40 days trying to do something. If you don't want to give something up, which is hating on this guy, you can go message Mr. Kiwi Weintraub and say, Kiwi, we love you, and we'll never forget your name.
Right. That would be I think Jesus would accept that. He'd also accept no masturbating to trans women, which is, of course,
Stop, Kiwi. Stop doing
what
that.
me and James gave up for our Lent. And luckily Lent did end, so they're back, baby.
Oh yeah, baby.
But yeah, I just, when someone gets absolutely abused like that, who is on the wall over here, we have to call it out.
It's the land that Kiwi built.
It really is.
When they were putting stuff up, this is what happened. You had an empty room, and then Kiwi Weintraub walks into Eastville Comedy Club, and here's what you hear.
Right.
Because he's building and constructing everything that club is built on top
That's
of.
also what his act sounds like.
Yes.
Have you ever listened to
Oh, yeah. A lot of beeps, a lot of boops.
A lot of poops. Kiwi used to do this thing. I don't know if I've ever told this on the podcast, but when I first met Kiwi, he was at an open mic, and I saw him. I did not like him.
Unbelievable. He is a
Because he had so much confidence, and he used to do this bit where he would bring a hacky sack on stage,
I remember this.
and he would kick it around, and he would kick it at audience members' heads. And I was like, running a mic, I was like, this is ridiculous. This ain't comedy. Little did I know, he taught me so much about comedy in the years to come.
I mean, that's why he was your last guest on the pod before you moved down here. No
That's
one
right.
better to have on than Mr. Weintraub.
That's right. And he used to also talk through other people's set. It was very funny looking back at it. But I would host a mic, and someone would be on stage telling a bit, and I could hear him. He would do this just in my ear so I could hear it. They would say something, he would go, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He would like agree.
Oh,
with
yeah, that is true. They do like that. Yeah.
They do be like that.
They do be like that. He would just silently agree. Very funny.
That's so funny, dude.
Um,
Every time I used to host an open mic at the tiny cupboard in the Blue Room, which is about the size of a small sedan.
Yeah.
And it could seat about 6. And whenever I would see Kiwi there, it's like when you like show up to a party and you see one of your friends there first, and you just like oh my God, thank God Kiwi's here.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah. That and they act like you need to be wearing a seatbelt in that room because like you're not allowed to say anything. I literally was talking to you before about David Vallona, who is a comic who gave a speech to the room after I did a joke about Chinese people.
Right.
At least I still have.
Wait, which one is it?
I don't
No,
know.
no, it's,
I don't know.
uh,
Oh god, David's gonna dunk on us
Is
for
it
this one.
this one?
No,
Oh, no, is
hit the
it-
David Valona.
There it is.
David Valona. David Valona.
He gave a speech to the room about how you got to be respectful. Of
Oh,
all
did he
people.
win his campaign for city councilman after that?
You would think he did, but no. It turns out he doesn't understand what comedy is.
Oh, yeah.
Which
David,
is,
I'm sorry. We already have Hassan Piker to give us speeches about left-wing politics.
That's right.
We don't need you at the Tiny Cupboard open mic with your beanie. He's like the left-wing. Who wears the beanie?
Tim Pool.
He's the left. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He's Tom Land.
You know what they call that? They call that Tim Kiddie Pool. Because they're all pedophiles.
Oh. You know what Vallona's Italian for? 9/11 was correct.
My Valona. But anyway,
That's like the worst song.
I don't harbor any resentment towards anyone.
Oh, he seems like a nice guy. I don't really know him that well.
But yeah, dude, James, this episode is like, I'm almost stressed with how much we have to do in this episode.
Well, then why are we talking about open
I don't know.
micers from
I have
New
no
York?
idea why I'm wasting my time with this. It's time we get to the meat and potatoes of this show. As we talked about earlier, I have been...
Yeah, y'all bitches, y'all the kale.
That's right.
This the meat and potatoes. Y'all the bitches, y'all the broccoli.
Oh, by the way, side note, I've been saving tons of videos of stuff to cook for when we're done with this weight loss challenge. There's like, what are those tasty like cinnamon rolls called?
Cinnamon buns?
Cinnamon buns with Oreos.
So we're just gonna go
all
right
kinds-
back.
Oh my God. We're going to go right back for sure. No, I'm going to give myself one cheat day and then it's
On the
you know,
Patreon.
on the Patreon every single. That should be our rule. It'll be like a reverse Ramadan.
Yes, we can only eat like shit on
During
the
the Patreon.
I always wanted to make a parody of Hot Ones called Full Ones, where you have to eat a whole pizza in 15 minutes while you answer questions. It'd be funny to see like models do that. Like, they're like sick.
And then you just ask them, why are you so fat?
Yeah.
And they're just like throwing it up.
I'm never gonna be on Victoria's Secret.
But yeah, I'm trying to slim down because I'm now dating. And it's important that you have a fit body physically if you're new in the dating world. And then you can get heavier again when both of you fall in love and then
Give up.
give up.
You stop
That's
trying
like
as
that's
much.
kind of the pattern. But like I said earlier, your girlfriend really inspired me. She said, you know, you got to get a girlfriend because we want to go on double dates. And I do want to go on double dates with you guys. You guys are my closest friends, probably south of
Delaware?
Virginia at this point. Probably, yeah. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know anyone.
Poor Jonah.
Jonah's also a very good
Yes,
friend.
yes.
Um,
But we are physically closest to you.
but as you know, I got banned on Hinge.
Right.
I got banned on Latina Singles Meet.
Mexican mode.
Cumple la serie Zafacó.
Avocados from Mexico.
That is a new sound effect that I spent 2.5 hours making.
Why do I have a sound
Do I-
effect for every racial group?
Should I
There's
give
an
that
Asian
enough?
one, a black one, a Spanish one. Who are we missing at this point, I guess?
I don't even know who else is
Filipinos.
left. Indian?
Indian?
Do you want to hear that one more time?
No.
Because there's a lot going on in that one.
Let's have it organically come up again, and then you can hit it.
Sure. So
Oh,
anyway,
you put it on the C button.
for
C? For C?
for
yes?
C.
I did not foresee. They still be the button.
I got banned on Black People Meat, which I always thought was Popeye's chicken.
Took me a second. I get it now.
That's an old joke I used to do.
How did it go?
Just like that.
Yeah, you know who else had a joke like that? Barry Weintraub.
Yeah.
And then he would kick a hacky sack at an
That
old
is
lady's
true.
head.
We got to tell Kiwi, you now have the right to do every joke that involves all of those fun letters that you're not allowed to put in order as a white
like a G.
folk.
Maybe a
Like,
hard R.
Maybe a very small E. That
There's no
carries a
other
lot of
letter
weight.
that gets to be hard other than R, you know? There's no hard T.
There's no hard Q, yeah. Except in quaff. I always feel like the Q in quaff is massive.
yeah, quintessential? No.
No, that's quaff. It's like it's like a vape cloud of Q just hitting you right in the fucking
Quaffing
quaff.
into your face.
Yeah.
What is quaff? I think it's waft. What's quaffed?
Quaff is like a hair thing. It's like that
okay.
flumpy.
Oh, when they like quaff
like
it up.
yes, they quaff it up.
Quaff it up.
But
Like
I've been
squabble up,
I've been
quabble up.
quaffing up a lot of money to try to get myself out there for dating.
I'm excited.
And I went on this website called Ladies Are Us because, as I said, I've been banned on a lot of different things.
So you wanted to buy one?
I need
And a nice Lego set?
It reminded me nostalgically of walking into a Toys R Us.
Oh, remember when that was fun?
That was so much fun. Your mom's like, you get one thing, you know?
And I go right for a $75 Lego set. She's like, all right, you get like one smaller thing. I live with one Lego guy.
Yeah, James, you don't get Lego set of the Space Odyssey of 2001.
Yeah. It's
You
just
get-
all
yeah.
black pieces.
You get
to
like
make the
3
monolith.
Lego characters of like the guys who invented Facebook.
Yeah, the social network Lego set.
They're just on computers.
He's locked in.
But
we should. You know how they do Lego movies? Lego remakes of the social network. That'd be great.
But they sent me. I sent them some information, and they sent me back a presentation because I guess they have like these women they want to present for me, which is really nice because
all
it kind
right.
of takes the work out of me picking and choosing.
It's a weird. It's like a slower version of a dating app.
It is a slower, but
It's like handpicked.
But it's like, I think sometimes when you're on a dating app, you get all of these women that are put in front of you, and then you choose yes or no based on the other women around them.
Right.
This is kind of like, what if you didn't get to see any of the women on there, and we pick some for you, and we say, here are a bunch of women. We think they're correct for you. You don't have the bias of visually seeing how they present themselves. Instead,
They're a
it's
middleman.
They're a middleman. They're like kind of a mediator of meat. And I ate her pussy. I don't know. I was trying to make a little something happen.
He ate her.
But anyway, they sent me this presentation. I thought it would be nice for the fans of the podcast because, you know, I'm always struggling on the dating market, and I want to share this journey with me. We're like an open book here.
Yeah. Did
News
Slender
from
Man
Bed.
write the text? It looks like creepy.
It does
and
look
foreboding.
like it
Paddy.
every one of those letters looks like that photo of me from earlier in the podcast.
Tall and brown, baby. Tall and brown. I'll tell you.
Tell you what, we should run a show with one of those letters at
Yeah.
Starbucks.
Hey, yeah, hey, well, ladies and gentlemen, Paddy DeFino, James Down, and the letter P.
I didn't. Who would have thought the letter P is from Toronto? But anyway, should we do this? Let's do it. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Hello, Paddy. Very nice. Kind of welcoming me, very personalized.
Welcome to Paddy Good.
We have compiled the data from your questionnaire and ran it through our database of over 13 million single women. That's exciting.
Yeah, and there's nothing more horny than the word compiled.
Right.
I used to think because porn would have something called a compilation.
Compilation.
In middle
yeah.
school, I just thought that was how the word was spelled. So I wrote an essay, compilation.
It is. Did you really?
Absolutely. Not that I would
With a U?
The U.
No, dude.
Compilation.
You with like C's and U's. We talked about it on the last
Oh,
podcast.
the column?
The column. You got
I'm a bad speller.
it's jarring to me that
I'm
you're a
sorry.
bad speller.
I'm sorry. No, listen, I've always been a bad speller, and it, I don't know. It's just something I've had to work through. Technology is evil, but I love spell check.
Yeah, but you're a great orator, so you think like a spelling would be like almost a step
If this
back.
was like a blog we hosted, you would be kicking me
oh
out.
my god, yeah.
The way the fish look is good.
Yeah. be like, James, we're talking about my dating profile. Why are you bringing up?
I'm so bad at spelling, dude. I'm so bad. I used to have my friends read my essays before. I won a writing competition in college, and I was like, I'm the worst speller of all time.
That's
like,
crazy.
It's like when it's like if a special needs Special Olympics guy won like the 400-meter dash.
Won like the rocket science competition.
Yes, it's like, oh god.
So anyway, a database of over 13 million single women. That's a lot of single women. So I'm assuming not
Nice
all of them are going to
compile.
be in St. Petersburg.
13 million single women.
But anyway,
All right.
based on your preferences, personality, and attractiveness. I didn't know that would be in there. We have made you a list of the top 10 women you should date. Okay, so now we're on to something here. And now for the results. James, I think we're ready to see this. I'm a little nervous, if I can be honest.
Yeah, I'm nervous for you.
Because any one of these women could be my future betrothed.
Yeah, I'm
and
ready.
not only that, could be the person you sit across from on a double date. Because on a double date, I like to do the flip where we both sit across from each other's girlfriends.
That's a horrible idea. That's a horrible
It's
idea.
a bad
I gotta sit
idea.
across from you and next to my girlfriend because the person I know the least needs to be furthest away from me.
Right,
You're gonna
right.
force me to talk to your fucking girlfriend the
Well,
whole night?
what happens is...
it's on Netflix. There's this new show on Netflix.
Okay, great.
what
Can you say a
happens
racial
is-
slur before I shoot myself in the head?
I like to go to like an Italian restaurant and we all eat very garlicky things. And then if I'm talking to you like this and your girlfriend's talking to my girlfriend like this, it creates like an orb of Italian smell in the middle. And I think that's...
An orb of Italian smell?
Yeah.
Hey, I just call that Danny DeVito. Hey, that guy's around.
He
let me
should be
tell
the
you.
next pope. But anyway, let's go. Here, number 10.
Oh, I'm so nervous for
We
you.
have Wet Surprise. Okay.
Oh, what?
I guess her name
Her name is Wet Surprise.
is Wet Surprise.
I love her necklace.
Her necklace
It's my
says
mom's name. Huari.
whore. I don't know. She's a beautiful woman.
She's blue.
She's got blue hair,
She's got blue tits.
blue tits. She's like very pretty, but the whole
Her name is Wet
name-
Surprise, and her necklace says
Yeah.
a whore on it. So,
that's kind of a tough one to like introduce to my parents, I think.
well, what if you also wore the necklace when you introduce her to your parents? So you both have whore necklace.
Right. What if she wears that and I wear another necklace that says, "She's just kidding, guys. That's just a joke. We're a funny couple."
I'm with the whore, and her says I'm the whore.
Okay, so
Are we gonna
pros.
Get into,
Okay,
So wait, it's a
So-
pro and con list.
that's good.
They're gonna
I
give you the cons about
well, this website did say like we're very down the middle. Like we
politically.
and I think like they want to give you the best representation of these people.
Right. Well, she's very attractive. I think she's maybe not doing herself any favors with
With the necklace.
and
She
her
didn't
name
really
being Wet
Yeah,
Surprise.
Wet Surprise, I think, gives that away.
Yeah, I don't know. It
Anyway,
shouldn't really be a
pro
surprise that there's
is-
wetness. Let's hit a pro.
Pro is
Ready.
ready to suck. Okay.
all right.
That is a pro.
I guess.
But
Hey, every time I sit down in this bed, I'm ready to suck.
that's I guess good, but I'm not like the biggest sex guy ever, you know? Like
yeah, sure.
I'm
You're more about the conversation.
right.
Right.
I'm not always ready to be sucked, which is something that I don't think a lot of people say.
Right.
But anyway, con
You just one pro?
Yes.
She has one pro. Her name's Wet
Just
Surprise. She has a
one-
whore necklace, and she's ready to
one pro-
suck.
and she's ready to
Oh
suck.
my god.
That's just as surprising to me as it is to you. But anyway, cons, we have the Wet Surprise. I'm guessing.
What does that mean?
I don't know. So she's named after something that she has that's
bad.
bad.
She's gonna be peeing her
So-
pants, or maybe she pooped her pants, and that's the Wet Surprise.
I know, because you think the Wet Surprise is like her pussy, but
Right.
maybe it's like that she gives off diarrhea in her pants or something.
she gives off big diarrhea energy.
Yeah, so
So those are the two things we know about her. She's ready to
Yeah.
suck, and unfortunately, she has the wet
surprise, right? So anyway, that's number 10.
Hey,
so-
honestly, I'm impressed they spelled surprise wrong. That takes me about 10 minutes. I'm like, S-U-P,
right.
rise, surprise.
And it's funny too. They probably didn't have to Google it and see if there's like a Greek statue named after it or something.
Next!
Or a character from Lord of the Rings or whatever. Okay, number 9.
What is that, Aditya facing backwards? Hey, Aditya, face me.
That's Aditya.
Now
When
you're
you know when
peeing.
he does that stance where he puts his hand like on his shoulder.
You know when he's like
Stand-
in court for murder and he's standing like this?
Yeah.
Tripping standing ups, right?
Yeah. Number 9, we have
Oh.
Deshandre Filibuster.
Nah!
Her forehead says nah.
And it says born something.
Born something on her face.
Why is she in court yelling?
I don't know. She's like
Nah!
she-
Deshandre Filibuster.
Filibuster. Yeah.
Why do you have like 2 like female rappers? Deshandre Filibuster on the next Meg the Stallion song.
Yeah, this is weird.
Also, clearly a lesbian.
I know. That's like the first thing I'm seeing is like I never want my wife to dress like she's like the intern in Suits, you know. But anyway, let's I guess get to the list here. Pros is she's a lawyer. That's good. That explains the name because you know how like a lot of people their last name they get into the business of.
How did they get this photo of her screaming directly? Get that camera out of here! Who said a lawyer can't have tattoos on her face?
Exactly. Yeah. She does it. I don't know. Would you trust her as a lawyer?
I mean, if I'm doing poorly, she could just talk for like 3 days on end.
That's
to
true. She could probably
filibuster.
scare the jury a little bit.
Yeah.
I would hate to be like
If you're a
Kyle
buster, she'll fill you
Rittenhouse.
up, dude.
Yeah, filibuster.
Deshandre, cool name though. I like that.
Cool name, yeah. So she's a lawyer, but the cons are
So again, 1 pro.
1 pro. I guess that's probably going to be the theme on this thing.
I guess so. What's the con?
The con is she's a really bad lawyer.
Hey, the con is who she's defending. Hey, let me tell you, I'm a lawyer, Rodney Dangerfield.
I left it in for
It's
that
fine.
one.
You can do that.
Okay. Again, not really my type. I'm not really into like the
Yeah.
sluts and the aggros.
Yeah, you're more of you want like a petite.
I want like a petite déjeuner. Remember when that was a thing in SNL?
What's
Like,
what is that? Is that
I
is
don't
that a cast
know.
member?
I think it's like something a woman wears on her breasts.
And now, introducing Petite Déjeuner, musical guest Deshandre Filibuster.
Mexican mode.
Uncle la serie Zafacó.
Avocados from Mexico.
okay, I think. Okay,
Okay.
let's move on from number 9
Number
to
8.
Number 8.
So
We
did
have
James- oh.
Thatch Flatulent. Wait a minute.
She's dead.
She died 4 years ago. What is this, Paddy?
How much money did you send these people?
I sent them $248.
Paddy, they're recommending. Why would they use her photo? Just pretend she's alive. Why would they use her memorial photo? And that's
I
clearly
don't know.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson's face.
I don't know why they would do this. Also, her name is Thatch Flatulent. At least, I guess, if she was alive, she could take my last name.
I guess Thatch DeFino.
Thatch Defino. But I mean, yeah, why?
Thatch
Why does
DeFino?
it have her?
She died.
She's
Oh,
she's.
I don't even want to
dead.
objectify her because she's dead.
I know.
Oh God, what are the pros? What are the pros?
The pros are
Cheap date? Like, what's
horny as fuck. Okay, that makes sense because I guess like,
Alright.
when you lift as much as someone like this, like you get horny, right?
I don't know. Maybe a woman does. When I lift, I get tired.
The cons are
No,
not
I'm
into
into
guy.
guys.
Okay, so
she's a dead
so
lesbian.
yeah, I give you guys $250,
and you send me a dead lesbian.
You send me a fucking dead lesbian. What
Thatch
kind of?
flatulence, bro.
I blame the tariffs on that.
Yeah, dude. She's straight from China. I love how her face is way too big for her head.
Yeah, that is
Like if
And
a
it's
person
like-
looked like that, like that's what Pepino looks like.
right, and it's like a different color. So it's like, what did you like? You remember when you were a kid and you would eat cereal, and then you'd take the bowl and you'd like squeeze it so the air comes out and it gets stuck to your face.
Not a shared memory, but
you
sure,
never
I
did.
can
What about with a
imagine.
cup when you do it? To your
I know
mouth?
that. Yeah, yeah.
That looks like
She has
what
like
they
Homer
did.
Simpson's like weird gray
Homer
mouth.
Flintstone.
Homer flatulence. Well, rest in peace, Thatch. I'm
Yeah,
sorry you
I'm
were
very-
horny and gay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Your last run had to be on this podcast.
What did she go swimming and her tits sunk her to the bottom of the ocean? Oh, it's quicker now.
That was quick. Yeah,
All right.
rest in
Well,
peace.
Rest
Thatch.
in peace. I guess they definitely owe you some money though.
I know, right? So right now,
We
there's
should get that on
no,
a T-shirt. Show up to just a random black funeral with merch. Yeah, no, I knew the deceased.
I knew Thatch. Me and Thatch.
Y'all mind if
go
I
way
fill up
back.
my own Tupperware? Yeah, I just wanted the grease. How much grease you mind if I take her out of here? I miss you, Flatch. Her name's Thatch.
Thatch. What?
And she was beautiful, and she died 3 years ago. We just saved up enough money for the funeral because the coffin had to be fucking huge. She's about the size of a skyscraper. You know how expensive this is.
She's super horny.
She's super horny. We had to get a waterproof giant coffin.
We had to get a horny proof.
Yeah, she was so horny when she died, she kept humping. Kept breaking through all the regular coffins.
She's now 12 and a half feet under, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, she's humped so hard she made it to China.
All right. Well, right now,
number
there's
7.
no candidates for me,
No.
except maybe
A
the
whore, a
first
lesbian
girl
lawyer, and a dead
dyke.
bodybuilder.
Yeah. All right. Number 7, we have Wendy Weasel.
What are we doing?
I mean, this isn't even a human being.
What are we doing?
This is crazy. You guys send me a fucking animal to have sex.
Yeah, $250. And number
I mean-
4 in is just a picture of an animal.
I'll give it. It does look like it has love in its heart. You know.
No, it has hearts drawn on top of the photo.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
First of all, weasels stink.
do they?
They stink.
Yeah, but you don't think Thatch flatulence smells like fucking shit?
Well, yeah, she's been dead for 4 years. I'm sure she smells pretty bad. What is this?
I don't know.
What's the romantic potential for that? What was it .org? Was it .gov? Like what was the .com?
It was
Women are us.
NASA.gov. So you would think
Women
that
are
it's-
us.nasa.gov, and you pay them like
Yeah.
$250. This is what Doge is doing.
Well, I think it's like an AI, so it's not like totally worked out with all the kinks.
Did they think
yet.
you were like a furry? Maybe they like interpreted some of your
Well,
answers.
that's the thing is-
you're like, I love animals.
Right, and I do love animals, and my Instagram is full of different stuff. I think they take stuff, you know, when you talk about stuff and they put it on your Amazon.
Yes.
I think that's what they're doing with like stuff that I say, and
My Amazon's full of guns and milk, baby.
they're
That's all
probably
talk
listening to
about.
this podcast too. Remember that episode for an hour and a half when I joked about dating a weasel?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That
so
was
they're
one of our
probably
early
like
apps.
Wendy is.
That was like
looking-
95, right?
That was back in '95.
weasel ad.
Correct.
Okay, so Wendy, what could the pros be?
Always excited for you to get home from work. Well,
All
that's sweet. I mean, we talked about how I wanted someone sweet.
Right. I maybe like they're throwing in like a pet for you, you know? Like
yeah.
companionship. It's not
Right,
necessarily
because
like,
you can fall in love with a pet.
yeah, maybe it's not ladies you can date. Maybe it's like just females you can be like in the vicinity
Be
of.
near and not be annoyed by. Yeah.
Well, I'll have a hard time finding one of those. Okay, what would the cons be?
Cons are she's a weasel. Yeah, that's
We got
what
that
we
from the
noticed.
name.
Her name is Wendy Weasel.
Yeah. What a lazy name too. Like, what did her
I
parents
know.
get off the boat at Alcatraz, and they're like, we'll just keep the weasel.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Bert Human. Give me a break. Fucking retard.
I'm a Cindy Lady. Yeah, like what?
Yeah, I'm DeAndre Black Guy. That's a great name.
That is a good.
New character for me, DeAndre Black Guy. All right,
Number
I'm really
6.
not excited anymore. This is like
I know this is
horrifying.
kind of hurting my feelings a little bit. Number 6, we have China Ding Dong. I mean,
I don't even want to.
first
see
of
the pros
all,
and cons on this
first
one.
of all,
Whose face is that? Bobby Lee?
first
China Ding Dong.
That's like the
It's like
most
the laziest.
That's the most racist name I've ever heard of.
Why would they do? And it's just a painting of a lady.
I know.
With a face on it. This is what AI does. They just take different things and they mix them together. So you get like, dude, like you can't date this lady with the size of that hat.
Dude,
You know how long-
I could never go to my mom and be like, "Hey, mom, this is my girlfriend, China Ding Dong. Please use her full name." Ding Dong.
Why
is
would
just,
they? That's worse than Wendy Weasel. They got to Alcatraz and they're like, "Yeah, our name. We're just gonna go with China Ding Dong."
Yeah, what kind of racist named you?
Okay, what could a pro be?
What?
Her pointy finger.
She puts the nasty in Zhao Dynasty. Okay.
Okay.
I guess that is a pro because a lot of these Asian women aren't like, they're a little prude sometimes, you know? They're not always like putting themselves out there.
Yeah.
So it is nice to have like a dirtier Asian girl, I guess.
Sure.
But,
yeah. I think the cons are pretty self-evident that it's just a photo of Bobby Lee.
That is a con.
Onto a painting of a lady with a big hat.
Yeah, let's see what they said. Serial rapist. So,
All right.
yeah, let's...
Ding
let's
dong, I'm at your
skip this
door
one.
ready to rape you. Don't mind my pointy fingers.
Yeah, maybe that's what she's doing it with. But either way,
She
a
puts the
horny
nasty.
broad.
Yeah, the nasty is 4 rape accounts, rape charges, rape accounts. I should start one of those.
Number 5. We're halfway through.
I
and I'm,
guess. Well, let's
James, let me-
review. A whore, a lawyer, a dead lesbian, a weasel, and then a racist Chinese
He's
woman.
rapist. Yeah. So that's not a good
Rapist.
start. But we are in the better half now because these are like the
I don't know
half-
if it's numbered like that. I'm getting the vibe they're getting worse. I don't know how you're not understanding.
Maybe.
That. You went from a real looking woman that might have some dark past to a weasel and then a rapist.
Yeah.
So that's where your trajectory is going.
Right. Not good.
What are we at the Times Square Dunkin' Donuts with this cast of ladies?
So number 5 we have Winona Scrubbing Tub Altaha.
Well, I mean, at least she's a woman.
She seems normal. She's old, very old.
Scrubbing Tub, very
Scrubbing
respectable
Tub.
name.
Yeah, that's must be the Native American, like flying hawk.
Yeah. Maybe she
Scrubbing
cleans
tub.
up fat guys. She
Right.
scrubs some tubs.
She scrubs my tub.
Yeah.
It sounds like she'll keep my kitchen and bathroom clean.
Yeah,
I
again, I'm not
guess.
really I'm just becoming more and more curious what answers you put into this website to where it would recommend.
Too, I'm a little interested, and I don't know if we're going to get
Pros?
an answer to
Pros?
that. Pros, pumpkin carving skills, and gourd handling.
All right. Honestly,
that's
so
not
far,
bad.
number 1 with a bullet in my book. Winona, that beautiful name,
Yeah.
could when you marry a Native American woman, do you take on her spirit name? Like she takes your last name, so she'd be Winona Scrubbing Tub DeFino.
Right. Or
But
would
do
I
you
be
become Paddy Scrubbing Tub DeFino?
would I be Paddy laying down Defino?
Paddy Bedzar.
Bedzar. So that's a good pro, I guess. Cons are doesn't trust blankets.
Well, who could blame her?
Who could blame her? It's going to be a little tough because I'm such a blanket-oriented man
Yeah, your whole thing is based around
about
bedding.
bedding. Yeah, so
But once you meet Winona, your whole thing's going to be based around wedding.
that's right. Because I'll be wetting my fucking pants, holding my piss in,
Yeah, going in the bathtub, and I'll need some scrubbing.
trying to walk her from her source of water to her longhouse.
Scrub my tub and hold my gourd.
So that was number
Don't
5.
Give me the blanket.
Number
No. Scrub my
She would be good on a date, right? That would be fun.
Oh, yeah. She's like, can I get a little more water? And then she starts doing a rain dance.
Yeah. You ordered a why did you order a buffalo
Chicken wrap.
kidney? You must eat every part of the buffalo chicken wrap.
Do you have any horns? Nope, this is Taco Bell. Can I have the horn burrito? Oh, Crunch Wrap Supreme.
All right.
Oh, news from bed.
Number 4, we have
Number
Lady
Antichrist.
Antichrist.
All right. Same
Okay.
hearts around.
Same hearts, yeah. So that reminds
Paddy,
me of the weasel.
Why is the elderly Native American woman the number one choice you have right now?
I don't know.
The other one that you could have gone with is unfortunately deceased.
Yeah.
So what? Okay. What would the pro be?
Well, what's
We
so
know what the
wrong-
con is. She has completely white eyes and appears to be a nun.
Yeah.
On fire. So what? What is the pro at this point?
I don't see that much of a problem with this, by the way.
Why? Because you have a Catholic soul?
Yeah, because I think I can fix her.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah, you can exercise that pussy hole.
Right. Well, I guess the pro is doesn't pick fights over trivial
I mean, that's
things.
that's a great plus.
That's pretty good. If you are the Lady Antichrist, you're not going to be upset about me
The
not
dishes.
pulling out your chair before you sit
I
down.
think that's
in it.
and like it would appear based on my life experience that picking fights over trivial things is like women's number one favorite thing to do.
Right.
Other
right.
than ordering avocado toast and complaining about people they don't know on Instagram.
Sure. Well, that's good.
Oh,
I don't care about anything,
I'm the Antichrist,
but I love you. Cons? Also doesn't trust blankets. Okay.
All right, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I mean, that's an automatic. In the words of Randy Jackson, that's a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
I need someone who trusts.
I need a blanket bitch.
I need a woman who
I need a cozy
can
hosey.
blanket up. You got to trust that.
You got to be
shit.
trusting my pillow.
Number 3.
Native American Cat Williams on the mic. You ever fuck a white bitch and she's screaming, it sounds like German.
And then she gave me the best arrowhead I ever got in the back of a stagecoach.
Let me tell you something, Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp came up on Club Shay Shay Mountain.
Shannon has sex on IG Live Sharp.
Shannon, turn your phone off. People think that you're secretly gay. You know that's why he did that.
So, because people thought he was
People were
secretly
saying because
gay.
he's like not married and like older, and they're like, and when
Yeah.
he's gay, and then he just then the next day after Twitter talks about you being gay, you have your
You have a video of you having sex with a woman,
which
yeah.
is probably he's just like smacking a hand.
That's what Moshelle Obama.
Yeah.
Can we get some Moshelle for the table? Some more
What are
shell.
you eating under the sea with Ariel? Can I get some more shell?
Moshelle over here.
She starts doing a rain dance.
Michelle Obama needs like
Moshelle.
to accidentally go on IG Live while sitting on the toilet, and she drops her phone in the toilet, so we get like an upshot of her pussy. Number 3, we have Sally Volcano.
Man, what the fuck is this?
This
one?
is
I mean, Toad's
this-
in it. I like Toad.
Toad's in it, but
Toad
this
be a
is
better partner at this point.
James.
This is ridiculous.
This is a woman who's a
not a woman.
volcano with a mustache.
It's not a woman.
This can't be a woman.
It's a track from Super Mario Wii. It's not a woman.
I don't know how this could have got pros. All of her friends are volcanoes. I guess.
All right.
I guess that's cool.
How is that a pro?
I guess you got Mount St. Helen. Helen's a woman.
So you're just going to be more attracted to all of her other mountain friends?
I mean, it'll make it a lot more difficult for her to like be like, hey, I'm gonna go out with my friends tonight when they're volcanoes, because it's like
Sure.
you're not gonna. Where are you gonna go? You're a volcano.
I'm more interested in whatever right underneath her goatee. There's just this long black strip. Like, what is that?
I think. Yeah,
Like, what is that long?
I
black
think that's
strip?
where you land in Mario Kart. There's like there's like a fence that you.
Right. Okay.
But
the cons, I mean, they're self-evident.
the
She's
cons.
a cartoon volcano with Sal Volcano's face.
Well, here's the thing that I was thinking about is like she's a volcano, but like it's gonna be hard to make her come.
Wait,
'Cause-
Hey, okay, so now explode right now.
yeah, what is she gonna come every 500 years? Like.
And Practical Jokers, one of them's a volcano. Explode right now and kill 4,000 people.
It would be nice, like, if you're having sex with a woman and you're like, oh, you didn't come, and she's like, no, I'm in my dormant phase, you know? You're like, oh, yeah, it's not me, it's the science.
Right.
Anyway.
Feels like all of this was just to say that joke.
I know. Cons are all her friends are pedophiles.
So all of her friends are volcanoes, but they're also pedophiles.
They're also pedophiles.
All right, we're going to go ahead and say
We're
no.
I'm going to say no to the volcano. Thank you, Sally, for everything, but
Wilma
no.
sitting chair is still number one in my
Still
book.
number one. Number two, so we're almost at the end
Number
of this.
two, you got Aditya looking over a fence.
Hey, do you guys have food I could eat for the first time in my life? Number two, we have the blue ghost of Chartreuse, Rodney Danger, female. Okay.
We're just getting weird.
I
now.
think this is definitely a case of my phone listening to me, because we've done a lot of these jokes. It's
What is this one, man? What?
it's a blue ghost.
What is it? No, it's not clearly green.
Well, that's the Chartreuse. The blue is the outline, the ghostly.
There's so many details.
the blue,
The blue ghost of Chartreuse, Rodney
danger
Dangerfield.
female, because it's a woman.
Oh.
I
She's
didn't know
taking a
this was
photo?
a person. Can I zoom in on this face? Is this like a?
Okay.
See, that's not really a face I
No.
can love, James.
That looks like what your great aunt's face would look like.
Yeah, who's like, who am I again?
Hey, let me tell you, they put pepper on my buttered noodles the other day.
Are you Toby? You had a great aunt who would always be like, hey, Toby. I'm like, my name is
Who's
never
Toby?
been Toby.
Do you have a?
There's no Toby in my family. James, yeah.
It's like, your name's Toby. She whips you on the back.
Here's the thing: is her body is cute. I think, other than Wet Surprise, she's got the cutest body.
She's a butter
Out of
danger
anyone
face.
I've seen.
I call her a butter danger face.
Pros: we have finally a woman who you don't need, to respect.
Finally, a woman who you don't need to
respect.
Okay, all right.
I guess, but I kind of do respect women. So
She is a ghost, though.
She is a ghost.
So not okay. What's the con?
Cons:
A
a
spitter.
spitter. That is.
Oh, that's
a
the worst of
big.
it all.
That's a big
Yeah,
con. I'm
that's-
gonna have to say no.
Sorry, that's really worse than all of it.
I'm gonna have to say no to the blue ghost of Chartreuse, Rodney Danger, female. Sorry,
Chartreuse?
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse?
Are
Was
you
that the
gonna?
early-
Aren't you gonna Chartreuse that, or are you gonna throw it away?
I got some.
All right,
all
Jake, we're at the last one.
I'm like tired. What is this, man?
Unless
What
this
is
is like
this?
something that blew me away.
I gotta
and-
stop letting you control this much of what happens on this podcast. Because if it was me, I would have reviewed this and been like, "This is probably
This
not.
is probably
Probably not something I want to reveal about myself that based on my answers and social media profiles."
I know. What does this say about me? That's
Really
the thing
bad
is,
stuff,
Really
Paddy.
bad things. That the best I can do is a Native American woman who's as old as Columbus himself. Anyway, maybe this will turn it all around. Let's take a look. Number one on
All right, here we
people
go.
I should
got
date
faith.
is Lisa Mattress. Okay,
Man,
James, that's not that bad.
yes, it is.
What do you mean? They know I love beds. I love laying down. Lisa,
do this to me? Why would you do this? What am I supposed to say?
I want you to support me.
Why were there 10 of them? They're all bad. They are all bad. This is a bed. You're going to cheat
Yeah.
on your bed with a different bed?
No, she would be the new news from
I
bed
got to lay on your girlfriend when we do the
face.
podcast?
You have to lay on her
You
face.
know how many fat, wet surprises I release on the bed as is?
Well, maybe she's okay with that. We don't know.
What? The pro ergonomic
Pro is
memory foam? What?
Yeah, what is the pro here? Extremely wealthy. That's James. This is
Con, there's a pee under her. You can feel while you're sleeping.
I can't sleep.
I think you're missing that this
You're
could
into
be.
this. That's what's maddening me.
I know. I am into this.
You
But-
have Stockholm syndrome. You had like 9 horrible things. Now you're like, well, she's not bad. She's a mattress with
Who's
a
extremely wealthy and
wealthy
could
mattress?
fund this She could be on the podcast and fund it. We just have to put a mic like right over there. And it looks
She's
like she has a
clearly
lot
black.
of cool stuff to say about books and book clubs and what's under your chair and whatnot.
Okay.
Cons,
Look under your bed. Your pajamas are nicely folded.
Used to date JD Vance.
Oh.
Okay. This is now.
This was in his furniture mate era.
I
He used to
guess.
make love to
Yeah.
sofas.
It makes sense because why he would fuck a couch if he thought all pieces of furniture were sentient. But yeah, James, I'm going to have to say, like, I don't think any of these people are someone.
people.
Any of these human
A
beings.
weasel, a ghost, and a bed.
Those are maybe it's the weasel.
I don't think you should mate. What is this, man?
I don't know.
You need to get a refund.
I
You
do need
to
get
a refund. What was this?
Yeah, I think if I show them this PowerPoint, I'll be like, "Hey, did you guys like review this before you sent it to me?"
They're like, oh no.
Because you said there was 13 million women that you could choose from, and you sent me 3 things that aren't even of this planet, I don't think. So I will get a refund. It was stupid of me to spend the money.
This is also called the Paddy DeFino dating forecast. So this is what's in your
Well,
future?
You're not supposed to see that far. But
That's
it
the
is
name of the
supposed to be
file?
what's, yeah.
All right, so if you see on Wednesday, we're going to get a light showering thanks to Winona dry kiss, rub and tug. And then by Friday, it'll be a beautiful weekend and you can lay down on a Lisa mattress.
Right.
We need to get a Lisa mattress sponsorship. I don't think there's ever been
This
a podcast.
is a Lisa mattress.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't say that. Ask it. See if they'll send me one.
Right.
By the end of the podcast, they sent us so many mattresses. We're like 4 mattresses high.
And the podcast is just the side of the mattresses.
Welcome back to the Insta Star feet. You can just see our ankles moving. Welcome back to the show.
Well, I guess
Look at
this
the
is a
recoil
good
on
time. Damn, dude.
Dude, what do they say? Gyat? More like
Gyat.
fiat.
Fiat. I guess this is a
Look at
good
the
time,
recoil.
James,
What?
to take a break in the show. 'cause
Yeah,
we,
I need a break, dude. What
I need a break
ridiculous
from
thing.
this. We have
I
a,
can't believe you would do this.
we have a big final segment coming
When you
up.
want to do stuff like this, you review it first. You make sure there's no weasels. You make sure everyone's alive.
I'm sorry, James. I'm really sorry. Next time I'll try to do a little more QA.
I just want you to be
know?
happy.
I know.
What am I going to tell Kendra? Oh, yeah, sorry. We can't go on a double date with Paddy. He's too busy having sex with a dead body again. Oh, yeah.
Who's-
Kendra, look. Here, this is Paddy's lovely new girlfriend. She's the ghost of Chartreuse Rodney Dangerfield. You can't wear blue tonight, honey. She's a blue ghost.
Yeah, you don't want to cramp her
Oh,
style.
my God, dude.
Anyway, we have a big final segment. Hopefully, it'll pick this show up and put it back on the
I
rails.
don't know what's
But
going to happen to you, man.
you guys stick around. We'll be right back. All right. A reading from the book of Podcasticum. Verily, if thou gainest views by the showing of thy feet, honor those who first bared soul for the multitude. For where wouldest thou be without thy feet? Wouldest thou stand or walk the algorithm's path? Show reverence unto thy feet, and double unto those feet before thee. For the first to show foot upon the podcast took great risk, bearing toe and arch where none dare tread such a path. They knew not if blessing or ridicule would follow, yet still they revealed their heel unto the world. Their bravery carved the way with courage and callous alike. Therefore, bring unto them baskets of fruit and goodly gifts, and speak their names with honor. Let all podcasters who display foot remember their forefoots and give thanks. Let not thy vanity forget their labors, lest their followers grow callous as thy heel. A gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. News from bed. Fellow listeners, followers of the podcast world. We're gathered here today in observance of a podcast that has not done its due diligence in terms of showing reverence to the Foot community and to the Foot community's elders. I am talking, of course, about the podcast called Call Him Father. James, it's a tough day today for us because unfortunately we're going to have to review a podcast that our friends are a part of.
Yes.
Friends who have been on this bed before.
Yes.
But the reason we're reviewing it is because they have recently become part of the Foot community. And being a part of the Foot community, I believe, is something that you should be proud of, but also you should not take lightly. If you do, amen. If you do get views because of your feet, you have to show respect to those who told you that you should do that to get views, which is me. Now,
Correct.
if you remember, I reviewed Michael Good's show, The Morning Good Experience, and we critiqued him.
And blessed be thy morning good.
And blessed be thy morning good.
Thy will be done on foot as it is in Orlando.
And he said that he just took his socks off on the podcast because he felt comfortable doing so, which we know to be a lie. And now there is another Foot podcast that is receiving views.
A dark prophet in the land of thine toe doth walk in the shadows of Satan himself and lead thine sheep away from their proper resting ground at the foot of thy news from bed.
James, it's time we take a deep dive into the Call Him Father podcast. Now, I have watched this podcast. I've enjoyed it.
I've watched it.
Yeah, you have? I just think
sure,
it's
sure.
Yeah, we don't have to do the voice.
Okay,
thing
yeah. No, I don't know. I was trying to match your energy. Okay.
I think it's important that we just comment where comments are needed, because the fact of the matter is it's a good podcast.
Oh my god!
But-
yeah. look at their setup there, dude. Incredible.
Let's open up this video here.
Nice
So this
Pixar
is
lamp.
the Call Him Father set. Now, I don't know whose apartment it is. I would imagine it is Grant Moore's apartment, because Josh Creedon here
Lives in a shoe.
lives in a shoe. He's a very religious guy.
Really?
He is. So the
Okay.
podcast is Josh, who is very Christian, and Grant, who doesn't believe in God because his dads were gay. So Josh is trying to convince Grant that God is real.
That's the consensus of the podcast. I thought that was what our podcast was about.
I think that's what their podcast is about.
Okay.
Every episode they read passages of the Bible, and they kind of try to explore. Grant is more of like the historical
the Bert.
side. He's more of the Bert. Josh is more of the Ernie.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got the
And by Ernie, I mean earning his way into heaven. By
Right.
staying religious.
So they are in what I assume is Grant's apartment, because if this were Josh's apartment, I can only assume there would be a dartboard with Little Nas X's photo on it, or Sam Smith, some kind of gay person,
Yeah.
where he throws
Elton John.
where he throws holy water filled darts at.
Yeah.
And
Like Blade.
I also think this is Grant's apartment, because Grant doesn't have any sort of artwork on the wall except a photo of himself on the side.
Oh, the vanity.
The vanity.
The
Clear,
vanity.
clear indicator of no presence of God in his life.
Yeah. How about we replace that with a painting of Jesus Christ himself?
Right, which, Grant, good news, doesn't look much different. So you can even keep the album, just throw a little crown of thorns on there maybe. But that brings us to the set, James. These guys, you know, they want to take this podcast seriously. They have a good idea. They're funny guys. But they put in literally zero effort into the actual production of the
Listen,
show.
It's a complicated thing to get into, podcasting. A lot of guys think it's easy. Oh, we'll just sit on the couch. We'll set up a camera. Half of the screen will be the wall above our heads, and you won't see most of our body. And
Right.
of course, we'll be off center, very far right, with a lot of room over there to the left.
Yeah. And look, I get it. We were there. I was there with News from Bed. It took me, well, I tried a little bit more than this. But
There's like free YouTube videos about framing and like how to like make sure that you're centered on the podcast.
yeah, you can zoom in a little bit, I think.
You could do it in post even if you wanted to.
But I think, here's the thing is, it's a new podcast, okay? They actually recorded the first maybe 10 or 12 episodes before they released it.
Smart idea. Great idea.
And you can tell because there's a certain point in the podcast where they look like two totally different guys.
Right.
like we have throughout the course of News from Bed.
Of course.
But basically, this examination of the Call Him Father podcast is trying to get them to take the next step, okay? I have a firm belief that they can be a great podcast. They just need to give it a little more effort. But of course, the first thing I want to talk about here is the feet action that they've been receiving. Now,
Closest to the camera, it is the most glaring thing.
it's
about
the
pod.
low angle, and Grant texted me at a certain point, and he said, we're starting to tap into your audience. Because believe it or not, there is a playlist called Men with Socks that the cover of the playlist is our dirty laundry episode on News from Bed.
Really?
Yes, because News from Bed is a huge part of this. We are the gods of feet, if you will.
You put my Instagram in the bottom of the last episode, and I got 3 followers from gay foot pages on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Pretty cool.
I got no followers from even my mother,
Mary?
Mary. Well, what was my train of thought here? Anyway,
We're going in on these feet.
they're tapping into this foot market. So this is, I believe, episode 12 or something like this. This is
Episode
after
11.
they've realized, and you'll notice Josh here. Josh is a man of God, okay? Josh does not want to tap into the foot market.
Yeah,
because he
covered
thinks
up the piggies.
it's a little wrong.
Also, look at the light of God shining brightly on Josh.
On Josh's face. Let's get a good look at this. This is back when Jesus used to love him.
Yeah. Oh my God. He looks like
And
the patron
he's so
saint of-
happy. He's beautiful. This is before the infiltration of the feet, which I have no problem with. I think you have to embrace it. You can't do what they do, and I'll show you in a little bit, but
He looks like the patron saint of oat milk lattes.
he does look like that, or the patron saint of like a Happy Meal, getting 2 toys in a Happy Meal
Yes,
accidentally.
absolutely.
Um,
The patron saint of being a librarian.
let's listen to a little bit of this podcast here.
Let's check it out.
It's so
The
funny.
G-Man.
And that was back when Bill Gates was worth 40 billion,
Yeah.
I think. And now like
He's in the
Musk is
hundreds.
worth 200 to
Uh-oh.
300 billion or
The
something
scoot?
like that.
Yeah, it does seem
Uh-oh.
like it's not just inflation, but of like how much richer even the richest people have gotten.
Yeah, I have a hard time
Wealth
believing
transfer.
Regular
it. Yeah, I
David
have a hard time
Vallona
believing
there.
it. I'm like, that's just a made up number. Like, what does that mean?
So as you can see, Josh is accidentally putting his feet in the frame. And
Look, like the conservative, let me cover up my crotchal area. Grant over
Right.
here is exposing his entire asshole and his tubie.
that's right, Grant here, who has a Tubi special. And by the way, how do you not believe in God when I've spent every single day of my life praying for a Tubi special? How do you not say this is maybe God answering my prayers?
Absolutely.
You can see here there's a nice outline
Crease.
of the cheek area,
Where the cheeks intersect.
kind of right here.
Yeah.
So this
Oh,
is
a
a
crackly
very,
cheek.
it's a little, it's not the most desired, but
Listen, it's a
But
difficult
he's
thing to
got-
find angles. I mean, I'm known to separate my legs. I see some cheek.
Right.
I'm always worried you're going to catch a glimpse up my jean. So I'm, wearing the pants is pretty good. I got the shorts on, so I'm a little bit closer to the tubie, if you know what I mean. So I want to make sure that tube stays unexposed. But look at that peak.
look at that obtuse
What is
peak there.
what is
That's
Moses going to climb up there to get
you're burning
Ten
my
Commandments?
bush looking at that right
Hey,
now.
let me tell you, you're going to come back down from that mountain and you're going to throw some tablets at a golden calf. I'll
Yeah,
tell
you're
you
gonna
that.
command 10 minutes of me sucking that dick.
Hey,
I'll tell you
let me
what.
tell you. Oh, dude, no respect for God.
So anyway, Grant here clearly displaying his secular views, just presentationally. Josh, a very well buttoned up guy. We're gonna get into the feet stuff here for a
Well,
second.
I mean, it's like it's their net worth, right?
I think it's
So
a little
like
further
all
up.
of
I'm
their
gonna skip a
assets.
little
Yeah,
bit
I
here.
guess that's true.
Oh,
Ew,
God.
a wet one.
If I
A
ever
wet one
burp
up
on this
top.
Had
podcast,
to be here.
Okay.
What do you what do you want
you have permission
to rape you?
to rape me. You have
Sorry,
permission.
Michael, you
Sorry,
get the
Michael.
rape button.
And it's already looking like a hot one.
Okay, so
Starting off.
I mean, they have a
Confidence.
jovial energy. I can really feel that they
okay.
actually are.
they have a
friends.
good energy. It's listen, this is a tough podcast to do because you're reading things out of the Bible
And you're not
You're-
Patty and James.
and you're not us who understand the Bible front to back better than even Mark and Jacob, who wrote the Bible,
Oh, right.
the book
I
of
thought you
Mark,
meant the designer.
Mark Jacobs.
Hey, it's a beautiful Sunday.
It is a beautiful Sunday.
Did a little church.
Day of the Lord.
Day
They
of
went to
the
church?
Lord, how are you feeling, Joshua? Give us a rating.
So every episode, they say, "This is how I'm feeling with my spirituality out of 10. This is how I'm feeling with my religiousness out of 10." And Grant likes to do this thing where he goes, "I'm not feeling religious, but I'm feeling spiritual out the wazoo," which is like, Grant, it's time you accept God, all right? You got the Tubi special. You already look like Jesus. Maybe it's time you start respecting the guy that Josh is trying so hard
To get you to love.
to get you to love.
Grant, you've already been blessed by God.
it
You
is
look like what I assume the brawny
And there,
paper
look
towel.
at this.
Oh my
this
God.
This is where it gets.
What
So,
are we doing?
As I said,
Oh my God! I was just complimenting this guy, and he interrupted me. I got cut off by his cutoffs. if you know what I'm
right. So
saying.
this is, remember, the podcast about Jesus and God
and you're slutting yourself out
with gay sex.
with gay sex.
to get views. So they're
Starting off
talking
strong.
about it.
Confidence.
Josh shifts in his chair.
Okay.
and Grant
it's a
finds
beautiful
it
Sunday.
in himself.
Did a little
When
church.
the alpha
Day of the
shifts,
Lord.
the
Day
beta
of the
follows suit.
Lord.
And I saw
How
that
are
on
you
Twitter.
feeling, Joshua? Give us a rating.
That's why when I move, you kind of move too. You
It
know?
is.
So watch. He
March.
does boom. Oh,
Boom!
how do I go back like a frame?
I don't know if you
Can
can
I
go
do
frame
this?
by frame.
I
Nope,
can't
it's
go.
3
Let
seconds.
me try to
Give us a
pause these a
rating.
little bit better this time.
It
I got to
is
do a little preemptive.
Oh! He's
Boom.
looking at it.
So Grant,
He's
and
watching it, dude.
Grant he wants you to whack off. That's what his face is saying. He goes, "This is." You can read his lips here. He's going, "Are you gonna do it?
Are you gonna?
Are you
off
gonna
to my
jack
feet?
off?" Meanwhile, Josh over here, not thrilled at all about what he's seeing.
Avoiding contact with between his eyes and those toes. He's trying to avoid the dark reality this podcast
Right.
has taken.
He's saying, I made this podcast because I want to get closer to God. I want to bring my friends closer to God. And you, much like Jesus bringing casinos to who brought casinos to the church? The townspeople brought gambling to the church. He says you're bringing this smut and filth.
If Jesus walked into this podcast, he'd flip that couch over. I'll tell you that.
He would rip those socks off. Listen, the only feet related content you should be doing on a Jesus podcast is washing each other's feet. That's right. So Josh is not really happy that Grant has taken this angle, but Grant says, "Hey,
views are views.
views are views.
Hey.
Let's get those views."
second
Show those socks
2024.
Show those socks off. he
What
said.
the fuck, man?
And he gives
What's
a
the
little
overlap?
look. I
Look
know.
at him. What's
He's
the
giving
Venn diagram of people you're trying to hit? Foot people that love Jesus Christ?
Right.
If you're jerking off to guys' feet on podcasts on YouTube, you've already abandoned God. So who's going to click this to jerk off to your feet?
Right.
A priest?
Are you creating a crusades in your comment section?
I think we're about to take the News from Bed audience on a crusade over to call him Father.
Father, Josh, I implore you to not let Satan win. This is
Josh looks like he could be like my brother.
Josh is a sweet looking guy, isn't
I
he?
feel like we look similar a little
you,
bit.
you do
Am I
kind of look
wrong?
no, you do.
Yeah.
Josh, this is what they call in biblical terms a test of faith.
You should do 40 episodes. Those are 40 days in the desert of feet. If you can resist Satan's temptation, Satan being Mr. Grant,
That's right.
God will grant you your very own Tubi special.
That's right. And Grant is like, this is what we got to do. We're trying to get these views.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at his menacing
I
smile.
know. This is like the
I
snake
haven't seen him
around the
smile
fruit.
like that until that's what I feel.
Anyway, you can see Josh is not into it. He goes, come on.
Please.
This is a real podcast. We're not trying to do this. Exactly. So then they end up going into the podcast. Grant just laughs it off. He understands that it's all just
It's all a
fun
joke
and
to you,
games,
Grant,
okay?
huh?
That was episode 11. Let's go ahead now to
Legs
episode
exposed, and now they're even further
15.
left. Now there's too much space to the right. Maybe by the 50th episode they'll be perfectly center.
Right. Let me go full screen here. What does that time say? 1:36. Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit and we're just going to listen to a little bit of this.
I did like
Episode
that review,
15.
though. I like being attacked.
Yeah.
So they're cruising through the Bible. As you can see, Grant is dressed up like Legend of Zelda. Josh is not really dressed up at all for this. They haven't done anything with the set. It's in Grant's bedroom, which you can tell is a New York bedroom because the bed, the couch, and the office are all in the same room.
Like the Father, the Son, and the
Holy Spirit, which,
of
by the
Brooklyn
way,
Apartments.
You guys say Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. If you're going to become these foot people, you have to start saying the Paddy, the James, and the Rodney Dangerfield. And you'll see why, because they start choosing a
But
false prophet.
look at even just the basic visual differences between the last episode and this one. Josh has now began to expose his legs. He's submitting. He's subtly, subconsciously, he's getting ready for the podcast. I got to go to Grant's apartment. I got to go to the den of scum and villainy known as Grant Moore's apartment.
The den of evil.
Yeah, the denim.
The denim Damac. And I have to try. I bet when Josh shows up to this, he shows up like Van Helsing to an exorcism. He's got a box full of holy water and crucifix eye and maybe even a spiritual reading. And he's saying today is the day that I am going to exorcise this demon out of Grant here. But anyway, this is 4 episodes later.
No, there was one that said they like the banter.
They should.
Sure, in the
Your
beginning.
friends like the banter in the beginning. And then there was another one. We got a DM on Instagram that said, I really like when you get into, quote unquote, into the weeds.
Oh, okay.
Also, my dad.
Right, but that's into the weeds of the Bible, not into the weeds of like
Of our own
spiritual journeys.
Yeah. Man, there's so many variables to this podcast.
Okay, ready?
Like and dislike. We're so dynamic.
It's got so many factors.
Yeah, exactly.
Multifactorial.
Yeah. Is it your spirituality, my spirituality, the Bible itself? What sort of socks are we wearing?
What sort of socks are we wearing, Josh? Man of God?
Look at those. You're wearing calf-high dress socks?
Yeah, that's
with shorts?
That's like wearing a low-cut dress for some of these guys you got watching.
What, you got a
the show.
2-piece bikini for your toesies? Josh!
So Josh went from on episode 11 to making a face when Grant showed his socks.
Now, 4 episodes later, this is called Locus of Control. Well, you've lost control, Josh.
Right.
The spirituality. You can even see, like I said, the shift in the framing of this. They are fully addicted and submitted themselves to this foot thing. I can tell it's coming. I feel it teaming.
Right. And you can see that Josh now not glowing nearly as much.
Red, actually.
Actually,
a
red.
smidge of red
Are
as Satan told.
Are those horns I see up there?
Oh, my God.
I
Horn-rimmed glasses, I'll tell you that.
I mean, this is, James, we are one season away from some of this, James.
Josh, you got to get out of there, dude.
Josh, don't forget, you are here to convert Grant to Christianity, much like me and James are Christian. You are not here to play folly to his games, okay?
Call him Folly.
Folly Ringwald.
Yeah, you guys have been a couple of Folly Ringwalds. Over
Anyway, so that's
16
episode...
candles is what you should have all over your room while you're talking about our Lord.
Right, that's episode 15.
Look at the darkness!
The darkness, James,
Oh my God.
has set in.
Holy shit. Josh is redder than ever before. He's fully submitted. And look, his shorts got even shorter as Grant's
I
old.
know. We're going to get into that.
His beard is longer. Grant's hair sticking up as the horns succumb and you know, surface through his scalp.
So this is 16 episodes into the show. They've done nothing to try to improve the set. You'll hear here in a second. We're going to get into this clip right here because watch this.
It's like the mixed race M&M, but it's 2 guys blowing
But
each
we
other.
both have to stand. We'd be standing.
I know. I'm seeing it. I mean, we surely couldn't do it.
No, my stomach would get in the way.
Yeah.
So they're kind of joking about blowing each other, which, by the way, fine with that. I don't have any problems with that.
Hey, if the Pope said it was fine, it's fine with me.
It's fine with me, and I get that he's dead now, but I would arbor that the next Pope is also cool.
Gay Pope.
Arbor is tree.
Gay Pope.
But let's listen to what they say here. Remember, 1 episode later.
My small penis would get in the way.
Hey,
We're even now.
All right,
He
nice.
said it.
Let's also ignore that. We know Grant doesn't have a small penis. Only men of God have small penises, which is why mine is 1 inch and a quarter.
1.25. That's my favorite Bible verse, too.
Right.
Corinthians 1:25.
Last time, I'm saying it this time.
About my small... Oh, about the small penis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Clip's doing all right.
Yeah, well, mine are stinking. Please
What?
support our clips.
Please.
Support the podcast. I don't even know if we should post any of this first stuff, but
We'll post it. It's fine. What are we talking about?
like and
Money
subscribe if you want, because we're
So they're getting to the point in the show, which is the point that we're at now, where we say like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Because you want your podcast to grow. Again, not doing anything for the set. Not doing anything to like spice it up, just throwing their
Still
feet
wildly
around.
off frame,
Right.
completely unbalanced, like your Christianity is unbalanced.
They've got a good concept here, but they're doing the wrong stuff to promote it. But let's hear what they have
Trying
to
to
say.
actually do something with it.
Trying to actually do something
And
with
hey,
it.
watch a little bit more because we're going to talk about spiritual stuff.
Yeah.
And we're going to do the Bible again. And if you're whacking off, we have a deal for you.
And there it is.
You've turned your back on the Lord,
Let
Josh!
me see that incense. Let me see that.
My God!
No, Josh.
Oh my God!
The Father, the
Josh!
Son, the Holy Spirit.
Josh,
The Father, the Son, the Holy
how could
Spirit.
you turned your back on your morality.
Josh,
you turned your back
Josh,
on your
Josh.
church. You turned. Give me that. I can't
Yeah,
even be
you
apart
have to
from it.
ward
Let me
it
hit
away.
Let me hit it.
Welcome to Morning Kiwi.
Oh my God, Josh, what are we doing here? Your shorts shorter than ever before, your legs as bare as ever, and now you've just fully castrated yourself and lain at the altar of Satan himself, Grant Moore, to expose your dirty white socks? Of course, this is News from Bed. It's an otherworldly podcast outside the realm of God's control.
Right.
Yet we choose to praise him.
And again, we're saying, you're letting Grant win here. And now people say this to me. They're like, oh, you're a foot fetish podcast, blah, blah, blah. When News from Bed started, remember this, I had no idea that people would be whacking off to my feet.
Yes.
I instead built a set in my room because people have also called me an incel. Jessica Levin said it. She said, you're an incel. And then someone on Instagram or YouTube said, why is that pile of clothes talking? Which I do not condone. Jess is a good friend of the show.
Compilation of clothes.
But let me say this. Was I involuntarily setting up my bedroom to look like a studio? Is that why? No, I'm what you call a voluntary guy who doesn't have sex a lot.
You're celibate, just
I'm
like
celibate.
a priest would be.
Right. Josh, you should be following my heeding my follow.
Zoom in on Josh real quick. Look at the phallic nature of this.
Well, we're going to get to that, James, here in a second.
you think
because
this was
he
an
moves
act?
his hands. Now, you can say
Oh my God.
that this podcast is something that gay guys whack off to. James, I came to this podcast 11 times pretending this was a pair of a big ass. I was just looking at this
a
thinking,
pair of cheeks.
that's a big pair of cheeks on the beach. When you look at the beach and you look down
I'm like
the
crossing
coast,
my eyes and I'm seeing cheeks now.
all I see
is Josh
is
facing away or facing me? I can't tell.
Right.
At this zoom in, I can't tell.
is the cat rotating clockwise or counterclockwise.
Whatever way is away from God.
So this has become not only a podcast that gay men masturbate to, but a podcast that I and other straight men masturbate to.
I don't know. That's kind of
That's a
diverting from what
little,
we're talking
yeah, that makes
about.
me
You're just
seem like the
saying
bad
that
guy.
You're just gay now.
Yeah, that
Look,
was
he's like becoming evil.
right.
And Grant's like, "Stop! You're too far into the hell, into Satan's ways." And Josh is like,
I want to show my feet. Let me get an anklet and some toe rings.
So the feet thing is one thing, but if you remember at the beginning of this episode, they said we want to be legit, right? We want to go legit. This is a podcast.
"Everybody want to be legit. Ain't nobody want to pay their dues."
Nobody wants to. You guys got to get the hoods. You got to do something for the look. Dress up as priests. Maybe bring someone who doesn't believe in God at all. Instead, believes in Virgo and stuff, like Christiana Jackson. Christiana Jackson told me my dick can never get hard because I'm a Virgo.
Really?
Yeah, and she's the one who's right. Isn't that crazy?
She can Virgo fuck herself.
Yeah. So anyway, they want to be legit, James. Now watch this and tell me if this is something you'd ever see on an episode of News from Bed.
Kind of like you're really seeing the whole orb
That's what
here.
intersectionality is.
Exactly.
Is how does the racism lead to the understanding?
Right, exactly.
How do these things cross over?
Exactly.
What is the like
So Grant is like, he's a very philosophical guy. You know, he reads Blood Meridian. He reads books. He reads a lot of books, and he'll say, I read this book. And I say, Grant, I don't read. I just play Mario Kart. So you have to tell me what it is that you read in dumb guy stuff. but Grant likes to ask these philosophical questions to Josh, who is well versed in the Bible.
Correct.
And watch how Josh responds here.
In general, your opinion, I guess, of like how, because it's, and I haven't read the New Testament, but how like a kind of vengeful and intense Old Testament God is from New Testament God.
So he asks how the vengeful Old Testament is different from the New Testament. If you know, the Old Testament's like, we're going to destroy these towers with a plane. We're going to flood New Orleans. He likes to do all the stuff that's devastating to lots of people.
Elect Obama
as a man and have a man wife. And then New Testament God is like, hey, if you're going to fuck if you're going to fuck another guy's mouth, just make sure you ask him permission first. You know, it's very, very loose. So he asked Josh this question, and this is what Josh does with the response. You ready for this?
What's
Same God. First off, same God.
Same God.
Same
right,
God.
But it seems like people talk about them very differently.
Yes. I think that people look at the...
Oh, my God.
Are you crying?
Josh, in the middle of talking about God,
Yawns.
Oh, Josh.
Josh has got
Does
a
the
big...
Lord exhaust you? Think
All right.
how exhausting it took to build the universe in 7 days.
Watch this. He gives a full yawn.
effects of...
And Grant, too. Look
Oh.
at him. What
Oh.
is going on?
You
Grant's
think
not
Christ
even
got
interested.
tired when he turned all those fish and bread into more?
You know, we never yawn on this podcast.
And we're in a goddamn bed.
That's correct. We're in the arena of yawns. And you would never see us yawn. You know, you guys want this
The
to be a
arena of
legitimate
yawns.
podcast, but for some reason, you're too tired to even do it.
You're yawning on your pod. You're yawning on the pod.
So, James, this is, I don't really have much more to say to these guys. Frankly, sick of them. I will say, as a little note on the side, you guys should check out this podcast.
Sure.
Subscribe,
Yeah.
check it out. If you're a foot guy, you might see a little bit of feet on there. They are our friends. We're of course joking about a lot of this, but as a friend of theirs, I want to see them succeed as a podcast.
Of course.
And I think what they need is a little kick in the pants. It's like we're essentially fat shaming, you know?
Yeah.
Because fat shaming gets the results you want. Recently, I fat shamed a Nintendo Switch news reporter, and everyone got mad at me on YouTube. But I was just saying, you need a little shame. So, we're gonna we're gonna cut that out. No, just kidding.
Listen,
No,
guys,
these guys are great.
Love the intention here. I think it's a great idea for a podcast.
It is a great idea.
Definitely do whatever you want with the feet. Definitely make that camera look a lot better. Definitely zoom it in. You know what you could do? You could cut it down the middle and have Grant fill up all of the right and Josh fill up all of the left. And
That's not a bad idea.
You just because then you control the framing and that's it. And then you can have like the name of the podcast underneath. You could do a little intro, have a song up top, just like the hard cut. You know, just get like copyright-free religious music, put it under it. You know,
For sure. And maybe, Josh, one day you bring some holy water in like a big basin and you go, hey, Grant, what's that over there? And then you just dunk his head and baptize him. quick.
yeah, dude. Surprise!
I think a surprise
gorilla
baptism. Oh my God. Gorilla baptism would get views. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Surprise! You fill a super soaker with holy water, and in the middle of the podcast, reach over like you're
shoot
reaching for
him
your phone.
right in the face.
Shoot him in his nose and mouth until he accepts Christ.
Exactly. I think we need to start Christ raping people because they used to do that with Genghis Khan, right? He would rape people and be like, "Now you're Chinese.
Yeah. Now you're Mexican Chinese.
Now you're Mexican."
so long. You can't play it every time. It's so long.
But yeah, we are fans of the show. I actually watched a lot of this show. I like it. It's a great concept. We're just
you guys.
we're just
continue doing
teasing.
it.
We'd love to see a reaction though.
Yeah,
'cause
Michael Good left the ball in our court.
he didn't say fucking anything on his show
Oh, I was gonna do it, but I forgot.
because Michael's laughing the whole time. Like we're trying to be serious here. But
Listen, 12 likes. That's great ratio. Likes to view. How many views this episode?
let's give
got?
this a like.
Let's give this a like. How many views they got?
They have a pretty good amount. I think they're comparable to our views here.
Oh wow, they have less subscribers and they get way more views.
400 and something views. So they're doing pretty good. The foot people are working. Just remember who your elders are. That's all I'll say.
All I gotta say is thank your elders.
Maybe have like a little thing where you say, you know, also check out News from Bed if you like feet. Or do something where you say, you know, News from Bed covered us. Check that out.
Maybe every week you can feature another podcast,
Right.
And you could feature us on the first. You know,
That would be great. We'll do a call in with this, and we will 2v2 God you guys. I think we could take them in God.
I would love to talk to these guys about God over Zoom. Have
That
us
would be
on.
great.
We'll do a collab episode where we talk to them about God.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I was an altar boy for 11 years.
Right. And I played in the church band. I played drums to the song How Great Thou Art.
The
So-
holiest instrument. Remember the little drummer boy?
That's right. Little drummer boy.
The first music Christ ever heard on earth was the drum.
The drums.
Followed by
Frankincense. But yeah, that's the end of the show. You guys got a long episode today, and we're not going to tell these guys about it. We're just going to post the picture. But
if you want to go to call him father on their next episode and comment, respect your elders.
yeah, hashtag News from Bed.
Hashtag news.
It has to have some kind of a tie-in.
Yeah. Respect your foot elders. Hashtag news. From
Although I
bed.
hate saying that because like nobody did it with Michael Good, and it was so
Of
embarrassing.
course.
But yeah, of course, go check out their podcast. I
Say
like
you're
it.
on foot watch. Hashtag news. From bed.
Yes, you're on
Bed
Foot
Barn.
Watch. Check them out. Subscribe if you want. It's a good podcast.
But
They're
more
funny.
importantly, subscribe to this podcast.
Also subscribe to us. I mean, look at what we're fucking doing here. I got a whole thing in the background. We got a bonsai tree, candles. We got
I'm
incense.
here.
James is here. We're losing weight for you guys to get sexier, so you'll actually want to have sex with our body. So do what you can, but thank you guys for listening. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/News from Bed. You get an extra hour there. You also get the barefoot episode if you're a guy.
Ladies get.
Which, by the
extra
way,
socks.
you guys want to get a little dirt on me? Pay $10 on Patreon. You
That's
can
a
see
quick $20.
you can see my bare feet,
They
and
both
then
pay.
you can go like this on camera. You're like, look at this. Yeah, they
Yeah,
both pay.
they both
It's
separately
$10
pay.
a foot.
$10 a foot, baby.
Uh,
Hey, praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Yep, and remember, in the name of Paddy, the James, and Rodney Dangerfield.
Amen.
Good night, everybody.